Hey, what's up, guys? Over here. So I think it's very clear we have reached the point of no return with Twitch. The fact that they're allowing Hassan Piker to keep running amok on his platform is ridiculous. We have reached levels that are even shocking for him. For the guy who recently in a Variety article said, if something is wrong, I'm going to call it out. He must have made that on opposite day because he is doing everything in his power to say the most outrageous and dangerous rhetoric he can possibly think of, to the point where now he's getting a lot of attention because he is instructing his viewers on more effective ways to commit acts of terrorism and even where to purchase the necessary materials. This is Twitch in 2026. Now, of course, there's a lot going on in the Middle East. This is the very brief background, but all you need to know is that the supreme leader of Iran and that brutal regime is now bits and pieces, okay? He is deceased, and, well, the reaction on social media has been very interesting, especially on the Western side of things. You see Twitter users like this saying, "Death to America" is the moderate position. Very ironic coming from this individual in this type of account. And then you see Iranians saying, Iranian here, "I want to thank American leftists for educating me these past few days and correcting my understanding of Iran and radical Islam. I almost trusted my own experience, my parents' trauma, and what my family in Iran endures daily instead of your wisdom. What would I have done without your tweets and TikToks?" And as this user ironically points out, silence Iranian, a white liberal is talking. And guys, you know what else is talking? Hassan Piker. Yes, this is a very tough couple of days for Hassan, seeing a brutal dictator fall. This fake revolutionary here is very, very upset. I mean, honestly, the only thing I'm worried about is Kaya. I wish his friends and family, they're hiding the shock collars because we know he's going to be very upset, and I am just praying for Kaya and her safety. Now, of course, Hassan is very upset about this. He doesn't like that people like me are joking about Kaya. Well, guess what? You are the dog shocker guy.
Streamer Hassan Piker's dog Kai has died at age 3 after an apparent accident at home. The cause of death has not been publicly confirmed. Yeah, no, it's because all the fucking Zionist Hasbara dictators that are too afraid to openly say they want to suck Israel's as hard as they possibly can until the cummies impregnate them with the future of the Israeli population. They have to go and be like, oh, it's memes. Hassan is so mad. He's like zapping Kaya or whatever. That's it. That's what this is. I saw another one of those guys on the timeline being like, oh, God, Hassan is going to punish Kaya so hard. They have to create this fucking narrative that, like, one, I'm really fucking upset at my best friend, the Ayatollah, and his passing. And then two, I'm actually punishing my dog Kaya for it.
Be mad all you want, Hassan. This is your legacy. No matter how much you strap on press onto your chest and go to events and LARP as a journalist and try to be a political pundit that is taken seriously by real political figures, you'll always just be the dog zapping guy who supports acts of terrorism. Now, of course, Hassan would go off the absolute deep end. In his recent streams where he is crashing out over the fall of Supreme Leader, he has been saying some things that are even beyond what we would even expect from Hassan. I mean, I guess there's nothing we can expect at this point, but literally telling people how to more effectively commit acts of terror and even giving insight as to where to get the necessary materials is a bit of a shocker, even for people who have been watching Hassan and his deranged behavior live on Twitch for years.
Bro, you really actually don't need like I was thinking about this with like the Afghanistan, the Taliban, Pakistan fight that was taking place. And I was really thinking about this. You really don't need suicide bombing anymore, you know, because like the Taliban guy was like, oh, you have nuclear arms, but we have like suicide bombers. Like, we'll just blow up your country with suicide bombers. And it's like, you really don't need that anymore in drone warfare, right? You don't need that at all. Just make fucking drones. Just, you can purchase them from, you know, you can purchase them in the online marketplace. Like, China literally sells like explosive ordnance delivery mechanisms that you can put to a DJI drone that you can purchase like at virtually no significant cost in comparison to like, you know, sophisticated equipment that you need to put together. So I guess like you kind of at that point you're doing that for the love of the game, right? Like you're doing suicide bombing just for the love of the game because like you want to keep it old school. Is that what it is? Why is bro saying that? I'm just saying it's like insane that I mean this is functionally what you could get away with if you facilitated like a somewhat difficult to pull off suicide bombing strike, right? And instead, you're just using a Shahed drone that's like, what, $10,000?
I mean, here's Hassan Piker, live on Twitch, in front of tens of thousands of viewers, just openly telling people a more effective way of committing acts of terror. And that's bad enough. But he adds in the layer where he is instructing his viewers. He's giving them insight as to where he can or where they can get the necessary materials to commit these acts of terror. This is live on Twitch. This is what Twitch has become. The same platform, as pointed out here, that'll give a lifetime ban to a VTuber for showing off a little bit too much hip. But this guy is teaching people how to get homemade kamikaze drones. And, well, this meme's wrong. He's not even getting 24-hour account suspensions. He's getting nothing. He's getting more promotion on the platform. Dan Clancy, can you put your phone down? Can you stop scrolling through all of your favorite e-girls for just 1 second and focus up and realize this is what your platform is now? It is basically the Wild West for people like Hassan, where they are spreading some of the most dangerous rhetoric imaginable and even giving people steps as to achieve acts of violence. That's how far this has gone. If this was a halfway serious platform and this was a halfway serious leader of Twitch, this alone would be a permaban. Just like that. Boom. Done. And I guess this makes it even more pathetic, but people pointed this out. Hassan's comments aren't even original. He stole basically the wording of this tweet and just repackaged it for his stream. He didn't even come up with this himself. He even used the same expression, pure love of the game, from this tweet. Absolutely insane. Now, Ethan Klein would step in, obviously, as many people have done, and he had a lot to say about Hassan and the fact that Hassan seems very bummed about the situation. Bummed in the sense that, well, things are going to get a little bit harder for his propaganda campaign because some part of the Iranian country is, well, in support of what's happening. They're in support of a regime change, and that really hurts him because these same people are ultra-Zionists.
The Persian diaspora, the Iranian diaspora, has that same like Zionist attitude that I think will cook them in the long run, where they're just objectively fucking annoying. Where they just straight up will be like, no, you have to understand, like, if you don't fucking slaughter my grandparents, I will kill myself. Like, you have to slaughter my grandparents right now. You have to blow up their home. They got bad fucking vibes. They have to go. Like, every time there's someone of the Iranian diaspora on television, they literally are like, oh, you don't care about me. You don't care about me. Just like you said Israel was bad. And it's like, how does anyone unironically watch this goober? They watch, well, ask your mom. She watches with one hand on the mouse, and the other hand flicking her own
First of all, that comment at the end, absolutely diabolical. Is Hassan channeling his old bro tips era or something with the creepy comments? I mean, at least it's not about an underage Hannah Montana this time, but he's saying it about people's moms who are criticizing him. He's literally doing your mom jokes. This guy is like 35 years old, still resorting to these sorts of comments. Absolutely pathetic. But here's some of the responses. Saying, so basically a Zionist just means anyone who doesn't like Islamic theocracy. Hassan cannot find it in his black heart to be happy for people who have been living under a brutal regime since 1979. He genuinely believes that these people are dumb and don't realize how good they have it under a brutal dictator. And he loves this, ladies and gentlemen. He is the fake revolutionary who is seeing a revolution. He's seeing a regime start to fall, and he is stomping his feet in anger. Because of course he is. He's someone who supports brutal regimes. We've seen this over and over again. And when it comes to Iran in particular and their regime, they have an active support of terrorism through Hezbollah, which is a terrorist organization that he has no problem with and even thinks the flag of which is super cool.
Hezbollah is a paramilitary organization.
Do we like them or no?
They are a terrorist organization. Like they're designated. They are designated by the American state as a terrorist organization.
I do not like them then.
Well, like
I like what you like.
I don't have an issue with them. Let's just say.
Not our favorite flags.
Oh, like overall, what my favorite flag?
Yeah.
Hezbollah. Look it up.
Oh.
I'm not even kidding. It's actually a dope flag.
I don't know flags.
It's this is a.
You know what? I'm gonna be brave.
What?
My favorite flag.
It's got an AK on it and a fucking hand holding it up.
Wow, son.
Or
We might have to cut this.
We're behind the paywall. It's fine.
What an outlandish and crazy thing to say about the flag alone. But keep in mind, by the way, his co-host over here is a gay man, which under the rule of this flag that represents an organization he thinks is so cool, would get him executed. They would execute him for his status as a gay man. And I guess he's not really erasing the racism and bigotry that he claims to on these absolutely atrocious fits. This guy has negative drip. It's actually insane. But also, of course, he has famously said, as in that clip, that he doesn't have an issue with Hezbollah. Yeah, he doesn't have an issue with a terrorist organization that has, committed heinous acts all around the world. It's been the illegal arm of Iran for decades now. He doesn't have an issue with them. And also notice in this same headline, praising Yemen's Houthis, another terrorist organization, for seizing ships. Now that makes a lot of sense because, well, he interviewed a Houthi terrorist and glazed him up because that guy watched One Piece and he thought everything he was doing was so brave and stunning. And Hassan defended that interview by saying, well, he's not a terrorist. He's just a 19-year-old Yemeni teenager. Well, here's that 19-year-old, totally innocent Yemeni teenager right here saying it's time to wake up and hunt Israeli ships. Oh, that doesn't sound like an innocent random teenager just living his life. That sounds like a Houthi terrorist, actually, so he's lost that. Now, it's been a very tough couple of days for Hassan, and it's gotten worse. There was a mass shooting in Austin, Texas, and the individual who carried this out was wearing a shirt that said "Property of Allah." Now, when this came out, there was a lot of discussion because of the timing, but Hassan actually made a comment literally a day or two before, saying, if there's any terrorism that happens on U.S. soil now, you will never be able to convince me nor millions of other Americans that it wasn't Israel and America conducting it together to rally the masses to support an insanely unpopular war. He is basically saying any attack that happens on U.S. soil is a staged event. It is a conspiracy to rile up support for Israeli and American action in the Middle East. Now, he would say this in response to this terrorist being taken down, right? He would say, come on, man. He was genuinely upset that this was a situation that was eventually stopped. He's genuinely upset. And he's also implying, based on context, very clearly, we're not stupid. We know that he's implying that he believes this is a false flag operation. This is a psyop to, once again, garner support for Israeli and American action in the Middle East. And also, people are quick to point out, he owns the same shirt as the shooter. The same shirt. Property of Allah. And oh, by the way, that's not even the only time he's worn it. He's worn it multiple times. Now, of course, nobody's guilty for wearing a shirt. That's absurd. But the fact that there's all these overlaps with Hassan and all this violent rhetoric and events going on in the world, and he seems to always have some sort of a connection or something relatable to something going on, or it reflects his rhetoric or his general beliefs and wishes, is absolutely insane. And again, shame on Twitch for allowing this to happen. And as pointed out here, he's literally mad that they stopped the attack. He's literally mad about it. You know that's the truth. He's literally mad. And he responded by quoting that person, calling them cattle, which has an interesting history, given the context of everything we're talking about. Quite an offensive thing to say. But also, Hassan is very mad about these t-shirt comparisons and everything with that attack. And he's going after Ethan Klein and his audience for what he believes is terror jacketing.
Bro, Ethan's audience they're so crazy. Like this is nasty, dude. This is some lunatic shit. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that an audience filled to the brim with liberal Zionists and ultra Zionists who have aligned themselves with every right-wing shithead, every pro-Trump shithead would, insinuate that I'm somehow involved. That's cool.
Yeah, I might have misspoke a little bit earlier when I used the term ultra-Zionist. It was actually in this clip where he is creating a new term, ultra-Zionist. It's going another level, but the comments on related posts are pointing out the absolute hypocrisy of Hassan trying to make up these terms, not just the ultra-Zionist, but also the terrorist jacketing or whatever. This person's saying he likes making similar forms of slander towards other people, but becomes a problem when others do it back to him. Projection Piker. Don't want to be called a terrorist? Don't support them. Hassan is a terrorist. This is an observation of his behaviors, words, and attitude. Does Hassan really own this shirt? LMAO, no effing way. And he was trying to allude to the terrorist shooter being a psyop. Can't even make this stuff up. Pure comedy gold. Ultra Zionist. Yes, he's coming up with new terms. Now, this is the crazy thing, ladies and gentlemen. Hassan has gone so far off the deep end, he is literally on the same side as Sneeko. He's literally agreeing with Sneeko. Sneeko's got his back on this situation. I'm not even going to play this clip. I don't even want to listen to this clown. But Sneeko's come out with some absolutely deranged tweets the last couple of days. And he also believes this attack was a false flag event. He agrees with Hassan. Hassan and Sneeko are one. They are conspiracy theorists together on this issue. And wow, that's even pathetic for Hassan to be on this sort of a level. But hey, he's the guy who sees something wrong and he's going to call it out. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.